Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take you into a story that isn't just a story, it's a mirror. Because sometimes the lessons we need the most are hiding in the small, ordinary moments of life. And today's story is about a boy named Aaron, a boy who thought time was something he could waste and still win. But life had a way of teaching him what no textbook ever could. Aaron was the kind of kid who always said, "I'll do it later," if his mom asked him to clean his room, later, if his teacher assigned homework, later, if his friends invited him to try something new or exciting, maybe later. That word became his habit, his comfort zone, and eventually the chain that held him back. Every morning, Aaron would wake up late. Not just a few minutes, sometimes hours. He'd drag himself out of bed with no energy, scroll through his phone endlessly, skip breakfast, skip responsibility, skip effort, basically skip life. Deep down, he wanted to change. He wanted to be good at something. He wanted to make his parents proud. But he always convinced himself he'd start tomorrow. But life doesn't wait for anyone, and neither does time. One afternoon, Aaron's grandfather came to visit. He was a quiet man, full of wisdom, the kind of person who didn't lecture but taught through stories. He sat next to Aaron on the porch and asked gently, "How's life going?" Aaron shrugged and said, "I don't know. I feel like everything is boring. I don't know what I'm doing wrong." His grandfather smiled softly and said, "Maybe it's not what you're doing wrong, maybe it's what you're not doing at all." Aaron didn't know what that meant, so his grandfather stood up and handed him an empty glass jar. Then he handed him a small bag of stones, a bag of sand, and a bottle of water. He said, "Fill this jar completely." Aaron placed the sand first, then poured the water, then tried pushing the stones in, but they didn't fit. The jar overflowed. His grandfather shook his head. "Try again, but this time, think." So Aaron emptied the jar and started over. This time he put the stones first. Then the sand. Then the water. This time everything fit perfectly. His grandfather smiled, "That jar is your life. The stones are your important tasks, your growth, your learning, your goals. The sand is the unimportant things. The water is the little extra distractions. If you fill your life with distractions first, you'll never find space for what truly matters. But if you handle the important things first, everything else will find its place." Aaron felt something shift inside him. It was the first time he truly understood how he had been treating time like an infinite resource. Like something that belonged to him. He realized time wasn't waiting. It was moving with or without him. But realizing something and changing something are two very different things. The next morning, Aaron woke up early, but stayed in bed staring at the ceiling. A battle was happening inside his mind. One side whispered, "You can change today," the other side whispered, "Just 5 more minutes," and 5 minutes became 10, then 30, then another wasted day. And this repeated again and again. He had the desire to change, but he didn't have the discipline. He had the understanding, but not the action. He knew the value of time, yet still let it slip through his fingers. One evening, Aaron's father walked into his room. He didn't yell. He didn't scold. He simply said, "Aaron, do you know the difference between people who succeed and people who don't?" Aaron shook his head. His father said, "It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's simply this: successful people respect time. Unsuccessful people waste it." Those words hit him harder than any punishment ever could. That night, Aaron couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about how he had spent the past months, maybe even years, doing nothing meaningful. Time had been slipping through his hands like water, and he never tried to hold it. He felt embarrassed. He felt frustrated. But most importantly, he felt ready to change. And the next morning, for the first time, he took a step. He woke up early. He made his bed. He ate breakfast. He sat down to study. It wasn't perfect. He got distracted. He felt tired. He wanted to quit. But he forced himself to stay consistent. And something interesting happened. The more he respected his time, the more his life started to improve. His grades got better. He felt more confident. He had more free time, real free time, not wasted time. His mind felt clear, his days felt meaningful, and for the first time, he felt proud of himself. But life had one more lesson for him. A few weeks later, Aaron's grandfather fell ill. Aaron visited him in the hospital, holding his hand and sitting quietly. His grandfather opened his eyes and whispered, "I'm proud of you, not because you're perfect, but because you learned the value of time." Aaron squeezed his hand tightly, and at that moment he realized something powerful. Time isn't just about being productive. It's about being present. It's about appreciating moments with the people we love. It's about making memories. It's about living fully, not lazily drifting through days you'll never get back. When his grandfather eventually passed away, Aaron wasn't filled with regret, because he had spent time with him, real time, meaningful time. That experience changed him forever. From that day forward, Aaron made a promise to himself: I will never waste my time again. I will never take a single day for granted. He became the kind of person who woke up with purpose. The kind of person who planned his day. The kind of person who worked even when he didn't feel like it. Not because he wanted to impress anyone, but because he finally understood that every minute of life is precious. Aaron's story reminds us that time is the most valuable currency we have. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose friends and make new ones. You can lose things and replace them. But time, once it's gone, it never returns. Every minute you waste is a minute taken from your future. Every hour you lose is an opportunity you'll never get again. And every day you spend doing nothing is a day you could have used to become stronger, smarter, better, and closer to the person you want to be. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need special talent. You don't need motivation every day. You just need to respect your time, and take small steps consistently. Wake up a little earlier. Do the hard tasks first. Unplug from distractions. Take action even when you don't feel like it. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that the only difference between the life you wanted and the life you got was how you spent your time. So if you've been struggling, if you've been procrastinating, if you feel stuck, remember Aaron's story. Remember that you can change your life the moment you decide to protect your time. Because time is life. And life is happening right now. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message today. See you in the next video.